Today I'm going to teach you guys how to play Don't Stop Believin' exactly like Journey does. No shortcuts, no baby versions. Check this out. We're going to place our right hand, fingers 2 and 5, on the notes E and B. Like this. So what you're going to do is toggle that back and forth with the thumb on the lower B over here. Just for reference, there's middle C. So you sort of have a hand position that looks like this. 2 and 5 on E and B at the same time, and the thumb on the B below. You want to do this 4 times, and then make a slight adjustment to F sharp and B. Still toggling back and forth with the thumb on B. And of course the pinky on B never changes, but it's just a third finger on F sharp that is different. So we went from this, right, to now this, F sharp and B. Let's call that part 2. Now part 3 goes back to like the first part, like the beginning. So E and B. And the fourth thing you're going to do, you have to move the hand completely, but it's not a big move. It's like this. We're going to play C sharp and A with fingers 2 and 5, and then hit thumb on A below. Of course, 4 times as well. So if you can do all 4 of these parts like this, then I would say you're ready to move on. So here's part 5. Familiar? Same as part 1, same as part 3, you already know it. Here's part 6. Same as the second part, you already know it. Now here's something new. So for part 7, this is a little bit new. D sharp is the note with the second finger. Pinky on B remains, thumb on B remains. And finally, we'll finish it off with part 8, which is something you've done before as well. It's just like part 4. So C sharp and A, going to A with the thumb. So all 8 parts. This takes some practice. It's pretty physical, and I'll say I've been playing this song for over 20 years, and after 4 or 5 minutes of it, my hand starts to cramp a little bit. It is a bit of a pain. So don't feel bad if this is really tiring for you. It is for me too. So let's look at the left hand now. The left hand is pretty important. It's not like some other pop songs I've taught you guys where it just sits and plays whole notes. That's not the case here. The left hand is a signature part that you can really hear. It's important. So the piano and the bass play this together, typically. So here's how it's going to work. Find the lowest E on your piano and use your pinky, finger 5, to play that E as loud as you can. And then you're going to work your way up with fingers 4 and 3 to the 2 black keys, F sharp and G sharp. So you're going up to the right, like that. And then we're going to land on B with the thumb. So that looks like this. And the counting is very important. You have to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So if you guys are interested in the music theory aspect of this, we can talk about it in another video. For now, just counting to 3, which equals a half note and an eighth note tied together. It's kind of 2.5 beats. That's all you really need to know. So 1, 2, 3. After that, you have to cross the middle finger over the thumb because you're out of fingers. And it's going to cross over to C sharp, D sharp at the second finger, back to the C sharp. So here's what all of that looks like. And notice that I held the B and counted to 3 as well. There are a lot of these long notes where you hold. So watch this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No surprise, the note I just stopped on will be a 1, 2, 3 as well. So after that, this is what you're gonna do. 2 on D sharp, 1 on E, 5 on A. And then finally, the last thing you'll do, D sharp again with 2, thumb again on E, but land on a low E, the one you started on with your pinky. So all of that together, so that corresponds to parts 1 through 4 in the right hand. And now we'd be on part 5. You're on this E. That's like part 1. A little bit different. So for part 6, I'm doing 3 on C sharp, 2 on D sharp, pinky on G sharp. And now part 7 is tricky. I reach up an octave to the same note, high G sharp, low G sharp again with the pinky, 4 on A. So that looks like this. Finally for part 8, I just play D sharp with the second finger and E with the first finger, like that. So let's do parts 5, 6, 7, and 8 again. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cross. Land on G sharp. It's a little different. Octave up. G sharp again. A. And then finish off with D sharp E with 2 and 1. So all of that together, parts 1 through 8. 2, 3. 2, 3. Now putting the hands together is a huge pain in the butt. So what we have to do is just work through it very slowly, one measure or one part at a time. So I'll do this in 8 little sections, or at least I'll try to. But the way you guys are going to learn best, most likely, is visually, just watching my hands and seeing when they line up. If I try to talk everything out to you, it's just going to be a mess. And of course, sheet music won't help because you probably hear to learn from me by rote and not have to deal with sheet music, which I understand. So let's talk through it. So part 1, we start with both hands at the same time. So that's nice. Left hand plays the low E. Actually, I should play this one. Sorry, super low E. And the right hand, remember, is on 2 and 5 on E and B. So your first step is hitting those together. Just like that. Now let's proceed. You can hold your left hand on this E while the right hand gets to work. Now the left hand is going to have to start moving. Remember this? So here we go. It's tricky. Let me do it again. Watch and notice when the left hand starts to move. Watch that segment again and again and again, and do not go on until you master that. And here's why. Because the way in which my hands move together and work together right there is exactly how it's going to work for all of the measures. So that's really good news. Once you master the choreography between the two hands on that part, all of the others will make sense because they move in the same way. So very good news. So let's go on, and I'll kind of play through all the others very, very slowly. Move. So that could take a long time. I've had students work on this for weeks. So don't worry about getting it during the 10-minute length of this video. It's just not gonna happen. Take your time and work on each of the 8 parts very slowly and make sure that you have the coordination together exactly the way that I'm doing it. And with each measure, you'll get better since the rhythm and hand alignment, as I mentioned, is the same in every measure. So each consecutive measure is gonna help the next one, and it's going to help you practice along the way. So don't despair, keep at it. So that's how you play Don't Stop Believin' the correct way. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If it's too difficult, that's totally cool. Leave me a comment, let me know, and I'm happy to make an easier video. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, subscribe, it really helps the channel. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you all in the next video.